What's up, fighting game fans? Welcome to EX Saturdays, the show where we talk about the Midwest fighting game community scene and keep you up to date with all the recent fighting game news. I'm NT.
I'm Dynamite.
I'm Ham Jams.
And this week we do got Seph.
Hey, I'm Seph, baby. How's it going, everybody?
What's up, Seph? We said it a lot before, but Seph is the man behind the computer that makes all this happen. So thank you, Seph, for all that. But anyway, this week we're going to be talking about a couple things. We have LKO, Low Kick Online. We ran our first edition. That was last night, which I'd say ran pretty damn well, if I do say so myself. We're also going to talk about Fahkumram. Now that he has been out, people have play tested him. And we want to get into the special SoulCalibur announcement of Haohmaru. So starting off, Low Kick Online, how do you guys feel about it? I said I think it ran well. How do you guys feel though?
I thought it ran... I mean, outside of certain connection hiccups that happen in some brackets, I thought that it ran exceptionally well for our first time. I mean, it was definitely our first time running an online bracket, my first time being hands-on with an online bracket. I don't know, how do you guys all feel about it operationally?
Dom, you were a TO, so
Yeah.
how do you feel about TOing?
Well, it's no known secret that of all of the responsibilities in the entire FGC, if you make me do administrative work, I'll do it. Typing up tweets, getting in touch with community leaders, absolutely. I don't enjoy running brackets, and doing it online was a little difficult, specifically because there were people that, you know, if they weren't there, there's no way to know they're not there. You just have to wait. But outside of that, once we got those DQs out of the way, the bracket ran itself, as most situations and scenarios are. So I had no real issue with that outside of waiting for DQs.
Dan, do you have any thoughts?
I think it went pretty well. You know, this is obviously a venture that we wanted to do for the community to have a chance to, you know, play some of the games that they enjoy. We definitely wanted to make it something that was similar to the local weeklies that we had. So we had 3 games going, which I really think that given the fact that we did 3 games on 3 different streams, all of them started at the same time. It was impressive just to see how everything came together. I think everyone on the staff did it incredibly well. And I think the community supported it really well too. Like we had at one point across all 3 streams, like 120 people watching. So that's really nice. You know, it's nice to see that people are willing to adapt with us to this online space. And I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going to go in the future. So I do think that there's probably some optimization that can be done on our end, but if anyone has any feedback too, let us know, either on the Low Kick account, Twitter, email, or in the Discord. That would be beneficial for everyone because we're looking for ways to improve constantly. And yeah, but I think it went really well, extremely well, actually, given the fact this is our first time doing something like this.
Yeah, that's the most important part, is that we have, I don't think any one of us have done online tournaments before, so this is literally brand new waters for us. And we tried our best, and I think our best was good yesterday. As Dan said, all 3 streams were running efficiently after we got up and running, and we all ended right around the same time. So I think we kept a tight ship all throughout. And you know, it's really important that we did actually have the community support. And we also learned that some games are more conducive to online tournaments than others. Shout outs to Granblue, yeah. Because the anime online system is phenomenal for that environment.
Yeah.
You can walk up to the cabinets and see, you're like, yo, are they playing? All right, cool. And then you walk past another and you're like, all right, they playing? All right, cool.
That's how all of the Granblue or all of the Arc Sys games go, right? Where
yeah, it's known lore. We all know that Arc System Works has the, you know, I think the only time they've made a legitimate mistake with that was when they made the entire freaking game that, and it was Dragon Ball. That whole thing was that way, and it was really stupid. And like, you know, especially for me personally, like I don't play Dragon Ball. I don't care about that game, not that way. So then when I'm as a TO starting up a console, and it's like, how do I navigate to the versus screen?
Right.
No idea. So I thought that other than that, Arc System Works does a really good job with their lobbies. I've only played in a couple for Granblue because, you know, I dropped that game pretty fast. But I mean, I'm a 3D guy. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say the most important aspect of it is that, take MK as a comparison. For MK, you have to invite every single person to the lobby every time you need them on stream. Whereas for anime, they could just hop into the lobby and wait around, and then you could just type in the general lobby chat, hey, I need you guys to come over to this specific cab because that's where the stream is spectating, and play. And if I'm not calling you, play on the other cabs that are in the exact same lobby, so everyone's still together regardless.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
I don't have a lot of experience in anime games either, because I mean, I'm judging only from Street Fighter V. It was that whole thing still ran really, really smoothly, but it was kind of messed up when I had to like dig through the list to find certain names, and like I couldn't find it quick enough, or it would just straight up wasn't posted there, and I'm like, I have to type in the exact name. I can't just, maybe there are certain things that we can streamline as well, but I think the anime portion of the tournament stuff, like especially the arcs and stuff, it's so streamlined, it's so easy, it's so nice. But yeah, I'm glad that whole thing for Grand Blue went really well on the main channel. We had a
and for the people that didn't actually, oh man, I'm getting a little bit of echo, but whatever. For the people that weren't on the people that were running the low kick channel, for the people that weren't there, Free Hectic, Seph, got some good viewers for their stream as well, got some followers, I'm sure. So I mean, it's mutually beneficial for anybody involved.
And also shout outs to Bryce, also known as Burr, who was running the low kick stream, did a grand job
all the
on
way
that
to
side of things.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, all the way from the city of brotherly love. All the streamers did really well. I think that the audio was solid across the board. And like Seph said, there were very little hiccups. I really hope that we can continue to grow this out. But I know that Ryan and Jackson and the streamers also worked on overlays and things like that. They worked on what I learned was called stingers. Had no idea what they were except from Dante. So, but all the visual effects were tight.
Shout out to Marvel 3.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, the visual effects we're trying to push that obviously because we're going to be more in this online space for the foreseeable future. So that becomes really important, and I think that added a nice little flair to it as well.
And I also want to give a big shout outs to FNTR Ham here with us and Chris Chaos. They were the TOs, and I'd say they ran as tight of a ship as they possibly could. I was on the back end trying to coordinate the stream matches, and they just made my life extremely easy. So thank you guys for all that.
Yeah,
thank you all.
Shady did say just in the chat that you can do a lobby in MK as well. So it's no avatars. But,
we're gonna have to get in communication. I think Shady's probably our best guy for that. Obviously, I mean the guy who won the tournament, but certain people are saying lobby systems have like lag issues for MK. I don't. I'm inclined to not believe anyone about lag anymore. No one knows what they're talking about, ever. So, we'll just talk to Shady, see if he's if the lobby causes any issues. If he says no, that's the guy. That's the guy I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, I mean, he would know. He would know for sure.
Speaking of Shady, shout out to Shady for winning Mortal Kombat. We also had Macho winning Grand Blue, and we had it was Just a Kid, I believe, for Street Fighter. So shout out to those guys.
Street Fighter V.
He ran Seph the whole way through, right?
No, he switched to Rashid in one of the matches. But,
okay.
Man,
Rashid.
No. But in grand finals, he stayed with Seph the whole time.
Oh
right?
yeah, for the whole time. I mean, it was only 3 matches. Just a Kid. I mean, that kid performs well like all the time. But I was really, really excited to see hit Seth with dominant performance throughout that bracket. But man, that grand final set was such a fallout, dude. I didn't get to watch any of the other games. How did those go? Like, what were some highlights that you guys remember from the other ones?
Grand Blue had a lot.
Was the closest.
Yo, I believe it was actually Shady versus Bacon Lord.
Yep.
And Bacon Lord just literally threw rocks the entire round, and I was like, "This is the sickest shit." That's actually my favorite thing. I know Shady's probably gonna hate me afterwards when he sees this if he's here. I love Cetrion. I love watching her. I think she's hilarious. You can visibly see the anger in the player, the character they're playing, as she's just whipping rocks all day. And that was what was happening. He could not get in. I'm like, this is so sick.
The highlight that I have, I don't remember who Bacon Lord was playing, but I saw Bacon Lord hit someone with the air rock lethal hit, and he converted it into like 47% damage. I'm like, what is this character?
Yeah, it's sick.
Air rock crushing blow is my favorite, like, lethal hit, fatal blow, and very special circumstance condition ever. It's like, oh, I caught you jumping? Alright, dead. Like,
yeah, it's so nice. I think that crushing blow is pretty, outside of just down to crushing blow, obviously, you know, one of the universal, one of the best, but you know, the air rock crushing blow is just like, it gives you a little bit of that Street Fighter feel, right? Because it's like, got you in the air, you know it's time.
I'm with Ham on why it's the best crushing blow, and it's just because it's a rock. There's nothing special about it. It's just a rock.
Like, you just gotta hold this whole ass rock. Like,
to the dome,
like,
too.
There's no like weapon, there's no like special animation. It's just you're being hit by a rock and it crushed your ribs. Hold that shit.
Shout outs to Zach in the box for the raid too. What's up, Zach? Appreciate it,
Zach in the
man.
box. He was playing this game like I've never seen it before. It's called like one
step from Eden.
One step
Oh, that
from
game's
Eden,
sick.
dude. It's a battle network.
Dude,
Yeah.
a lot of the
Battle Network
FGC
clone?
homies are playing it.
I've been playing
I
it.
didn't realize how starved I am for Battle Network until I saw that game. I was just like,
I-
oh, it
I
looks
s-
beautiful. The soundtrack is godlike, dude. All right.
Yeah.
HMR has been playing it too, and I really want to pick it up because
Yeah.
everyone I know in the FGC is playing it too, and I love Battle Network.
It's like $20.
well, if you want to borrow my Switch, homie, you already know what it is. I already beat
Switch?
Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Switch.
Sorry,
Oh, that's not PC.
Xenoblade.
That's not where people are playing it.
Wow.
That's definitely not
That's
where people.
rough.
God.
Come on, man.
But yeah, I think moving back to LKO, I think that, you know, obviously the registration page for the second one is already up. You can do smash.gg/LKO2, the number 2, if you want to sign up for it. But I think we're going to be trying to implement some new things from a crowdfunding end. We're definitely going to be adding a Matcherino this week. So stay on the lookout for that once we get that up and running. But we'll have Matcherinos for each game that we're playing. And I think that the support we got from donations yesterday was sick. So I definitely want to also generate some kind of, it's a free tournament, but I want to generate some kind of pop bonus or something like that for the people that play, because I feel like, you know, it's always nice to have that incentive for the players to, you know, give their time to play. And
It'll really discourage people, because like a lot of people's mentality going into an online bracket is, oh, it's like I'm not here, so they'll forget, right? People forget all the time. But if you put a little something there for them to have to strive for, they'll be more likely to not DQ themselves because they forgot, because it would be silly of them not to go.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm just a big fan in general of, you know, having some, like, the players they without them, they bring the hype, they make the hype happen, right? When we amplify it. So without that, it wouldn't be what it is. So I always like having something to give.
Yeah, it's really important for growing the scene as well. If the players have something to fight for, that's how they're going to level up. So if everyone is just here for fun, it's gonna stagnate at some point in time. But if we're always fighting for that number one prize, we're always going to keep pushing each other every single week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was tight. Just my final thoughts are feedback. You know, feedback from a ton of people would be helpful, because it'll allow us to kind of customize the experience and push it further. So that's my final
Cater
thoughts.
it to what y'all want, and don't do this. You guys all do this. Everybody, like, I think that the most interesting thing is that, like, if you provide a way of anonymity, more people will be willing to say, like, these are the things I didn't like. But if it's like, you know who's telling you, they won't. I remember there was I was talking about some feedback we got about a previous tournament to someone else. They were like, yeah, they said that we took down all the setups. in a feedback form, but we hadn't. And he's like, "Oh, that was me. Yeah, I did that. Sorry, bro." And I was like, "Don't feel bad. We need this.
Yeah.
We need this
absolutely.
information. Do not be shy." And you know who's probably reading that feedback? This guy.
Yeah.
I don't have feelings. It's easy. I just take that information, I give it to the team takes that, they turn it around, and we have an even better experience for everybody involved.
You could actually just put in the message that Ham is the worst person I've ever met in my life. I never want to deal with him ever again, and I hope he gets fired. And then Ham's just gonna read that and be like, "All right, that's the
I'll
feedback."
switch it up from drinking from the crazy cat guy mug immediately to the Miller Lite, like straight into it. I'm just like, all right, like,
Just framed.
Hey, all right.
Frame. It's like, well, that's how it's got to be.
This is the feedback, so let's work from that. But overall, I think most people were happy. There was one hiccup we had, but that was just out of our hands. Seph, I know it happened to you, but this is the problem with online. So, I mean, you were the streamer. You want to give the explanation behind that one?
So essentially what happened was after it was the first round of the second match, what happened was our spectator screen froze. They were still playing the game. They were still performing fine, but our end froze. So what happened was it booted us, the spectator end booted us out to the lobby, and then it tried to go back in, but because they were still actively playing matches, we couldn't resync. Like the game wouldn't let us sync up in time. So knowing that, like knowing that was just like, oh, there's no stream feed. We gotta go back. And then I guess it impacted, like the score was accurate and everything. They still had an accurate match and the smooth match, but it was literally just the fact that we didn't get a stream feed. And I know that it was a incredibly unfortunate circumstance, especially on Adam's end. Real sorry to Adam, but or was it Adam or was it?
Oh, yeah, I believe it was Adam.
Yeah, I think it was Adam. But man, that happens. Yeah, like Zach in the Box says in the chat, that happens in Street Fighter V. Unfortunately, sometimes. Like, and with all the network adjustments that have been happening to it, of course, there's probably going to be a little bit more hiccups here and there. But yeah, it was just really, really unfortunate that it happened on day one in such a significant match. But at least their match was still played accurately. But you know, more or less just like there's still problems that can occur even offline too, where like, oh, a setup needs to be replaced or something like that, or oh, you know, some momentum can break due to some unforeseen circumstance. But like, it even happens online, and it's definitely more prone to happen online, and we're really sorry that it did happen. But man, it's just like, that's the part of the risk and part of the qualms that we're gonna take, and things like that we can't really avoid or combat. You know, it's more or less just, you know, we gotta deal with it as promptly and as best as we can, and we gotta, you know, trust the players that it's a situation that they understand. So thank you guys for understanding and being there with us through that. But me particularly, I'm really sorry that happened to you, man.
And part of the reason that we have a free bracket is because that we actually debated before throwing up LKO, like, do we want to make this a paid bracket so that people have something to fight for or anything? And our biggest reason to say no, we don't want to make it paid, is because of those hiccups and errors. Like, you know, I don't want to pay to play in a tournament where I have 7 frames of delay. Like, that just feels terrible.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what happens when you have 7 frames of delay? You get that ass banned.
Yeah.
That's actually what would happen.
Any sort of delay issues on the other end? We only had one. We only had one match where there was a hiccup, and they had to like back off and let it resync. And you'll never guess whose match it was. It was so funny.
Yo, was it just a kid?
It was just a kid, dude.
Yeah.
Yo,
Damn.
It was like, oh, the McDonald's
was not helping
Wi-Fi.
his case,
That's sick.
too.
You know what's crazy is that that's all I see on Twitter. Every time I go on Twitter, it's like I was playing a 1st to 5 with just a kid, and man, was the connection terrible. It's always him.
Yeah,
always.
It was so funny because like we're just like, oh, here we go. We're gonna see another video of him going to the router, waking up the hamsters, plugging the thing in, giving them water, whatever he's got to do.
Hey guys, get it together. Come on.
Yeah, get it together, man. I got this online tournament to win. But he did. He still won.
Hold on, let me tie the carrot to the string. All right, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Give him a little bit of motivation.
How do you think you got Warlord, bro? the hams.
Kick the shit out of that router.
Kicking the router
there's only-
strats are
in
the
terms
most
of
OP.
connection issues. I don't know how it was on the players' end. Maybe they'll have any sort of different case, but at least on the spectators' end, everything looked smooth. Everything looked great. Was there anything like that over on the Grand Blue side? I'm sure I didn't even have to ask about Mortal Kombat. I'm sure it was great, but Grand Blue wise, how was it? How was it looking?
I don't think there were many issues at all, actually.
Nice.
My tab was mainly on the Grand Blue stream since that was our biggest bracket,
Yeah.
and that's where I had to coordinate the most. And it seemed like everything was running smoothly. There was a hiccup here and there, but it seems like the hiccup was just a random stutter and not a continuous problem.
Yeah.
And overall, the match quality was top tier almost
good.
all throughout.
Good. Yeah, I didn't get the chance to peep in, but I also like just don't play Grand Blue online unless it's for lobbies with Dan, and then those don't last too long.
In the middle of the night, 12 a.m.
Damn,
right in the
he
morning.
Just said those don't last too long. Like he just comes on,
Yeah,
fries me
because
up,
Grand. That's what I'm
flies out,
saying.
like-
Grand just
All I
man,
hear
blows me
I
out
run
of
it
the
against
game.
Dan real
Low
quick,
kick
but those
just
don't
for-
last too long. I wax them real quick and then I just slide back into Animal Crossing. Don't do me like that.
I didn't say I slide
Damn.
you, bro. I'm
Actually,
saying Dan
speaking of
Grand-
sliding back in Animal Crossing, what was that first to 5 there, Seph and Ham?
Yeah.
The defeated, yeah.
I thought that the patch notes went like the patch came already, which I didn't really think about it because my PlayStation's been unplugged for the last week, right? So I don't know how it would have patched, but I was already trying out like the new stuff. I was saying like, oh yeah, Haohmaru got his jump cancel off his air throw. Haohmaru can cancel as close to him, and then like or as far to him, and then like I didn't see any of that happen, so I lost the first match, and I was just like, oh, it's not here yet, is it? Okay,
I think
guess
we
we'll just
hurt
play the
Ham.
match. And then it was like, I think Ham did way better against my Haohmaru than he's ever done. Cause like literally the last time that we played that matchup, Ham, you were at my house. It was when I held the Samurai Showdown meetup. The Samurai Showdown / SoulCalibur meetup, and I blew him. I'm just saying, it did go well. It did go well.
He blew my fucking back
basically.
out, all right?
Basically,
He blew it
Ham
out.
got 3 matches in a row, and it worked really well for him. Well, not bad. Good job, Ham.
Damn.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
But anyway, speaking of Samurai
speaking
Showdown,
of
it's about to get a new patch in a couple of days for the Sogetsu, and it's a pretty significant patch. Like they are changing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Is
My
that
God.
also
looking forward
with
to
the
this one.
Roha?
Say again?
No, this is no. It's just Sogetsu.
Yeah, it's just for Sogetsu. Oh man, if Iroha was here, damn, bud.
Okay, keep it together.
Yo,
Anyway,
I'm
the
waiting.
patch
Oh man,
is
Roha was
going to be extremely nice for a number of characters, but also there's some like universal system changes that's gonna be pretty
Correct.
interesting. Like so, backdash now is no longer invulnerable on
Invincible.
startup. So that's gonna be really interesting.
The rage.
Yeah, the rage meter, they actually going to show it counting down now on the meter, so you'll see it start to decline. And so that's a really good change as well. And Ukyo, there's some characters that got touched a little heavy. Ukyo is one of them.
Did he lose his knees?
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah. So his slide doesn't knock down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just
Oh
slides
my
right in
god.
and then returns neutral point blank, basically.
Yeah. It's
So he
that's
hits with the slide and now he's got a guess?
You just
He
yeah.
has to guess. Yeah, exactly.
Yo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he
a
was
lot of-
not a winner.
a decent amount of characters got clipped, man. They got
Oh, that's sick.
He took his knees.
yeah. Some of them just got thrown over the entire.
That's why I enjoy what they do to balance with Haohmaru, because it's never too heavy-handed. It's just it's a couple
Just enough.
changes here and there.
Did they
Just-
touch Subama Gaish?
I don't think
No,
so.
no, they didn't. If they would do, if they change that, then they might as well just take them off the character
Just
selection.
remove him out of the roster, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, put him somewhere with Rimuru and Wu Shang.
Yeah.
So Rirumaru, she got some buffs.
Yeah,
she got
some
quite a
buffs.
bit of buffs actually. Hanzo buffed, Galford buff, Kazuki buffed. It's like the ninja patch.
Like all the
to be
ninjas,
honest.
yeah. They
Yo,
got
let's
go
all
ninjas.
the ninjas, with the exception of Shiki. Like they just adjusted her. She's still gonna be okay, but she did get some nerfs and then like 1 or 2 buffs. But you know, overall, like this is looks like a pretty big ninja patch, and the Yashimaru patch. Yashimaru got so many buffs.
Yo, Tam Tam got controllable SSM, air controllable SSM.
Yeah.
Do you know how much that means to me?
Yeah,
that I don't
so-
have to have this weirdly specific spacing to do
Immediately-
SSM.
You did it even in our first to 5. You SSM'd right over me, and I was like, you can't do that yet. You can't do that.
Dude, I want it so bad, but when it comes,
Yeah.
oh,
gonna
when
be
it
nice.
comes, baby,
Yeah, he's gonna be mashing giant swing like nonstop.
nonstop.
Yeah. Like
And,
even he'll open the round with it and then it'll whiff and he'll be like, start over. Just next one. Go to the
Yeah,
next one.
whatever. It's
Go to the
fine.
next
We'll
one.
do it. We'll do it again.
Also, stop running Sam show sets and not inviting me.
Yo, I can't wait
The hell?
for round start. Ham's gonna SSM. It's gonna land. He's just gonna. I'm so fucking smart.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I say that every time. Give me 1 second.
Anytime something huge lands significant for him, he's just like, I'm so smart. But it was just like, you just threw that out. I couldn't get. He didn't get a single SSM. in the
Actually,
first
Ham and I
time.
were talking about this yesterday. That like, it doesn't matter how many times you get waxed, how many times you whiff your thing. The one time you get that really cool thing, or the one game you win, you're gonna pop off.
I'm so smart. Yeah. Oh, I'm
You have to
pooping
pop
off.
off.
Dude, of course.
I'm
Absolutely.
always pooping off.
I do the same thing. Like whenever I'm playing Street Fighter 5 and I'm like, my brain is hurting and like the veins are popping out of my head and I just want to die and I want to stop playing. But when I finally like take a match off of somebody that's like significantly better, I'm like, all right, I'll see you, man. All right, nice. All right, cool.
Yo, you win. He wins.
I don't win
real
quit,
life.
but I'm
The
just like,
exit?
yo, I
You're
like
already
get,
here,
I
Animal
reset.
Crossing
It's a
booting
hard
up
reset.
in the background.
It makes me feel so much better. I hard reset. It feels good. That's all I'm saying. I don't win quit. I feel really bad whenever I win quit. It's not even intentional. The one time I win quit, it was on ARM. And I was just so tired, bro. I just wanted to go home.
Damn.
I
Seth
did that
was
to
like, all right, I'm
Grolix.
gone.
I did that to Grolix once, and that was near the start of the SoulCalibur release. That was right around the time I was learning how to do ABA and AGA, and I got a ring out with Adjust Frame ABA, which is the first time I ever did that. I was like, damn, bro, that was pretty sick. Yo, can
Yeah.
I win quit you? Like, straight up. Like, do you mind?
Is
That's
it
all I want to
okay,
leave
bro?
on that note. Like, I didn't just do it. I was like, can I do it? Like, can we?
I apologized to him later. I was just like, bro, Narma is just not it for me, and I was tired. I really hope that with the new. Wait, that's soon. Is that
What?
like next week with the new Grand Blue characters?
Soras?
Yeah.
No, that's the week after.
Oh damn. Is it
Yeah,
just
it-
Soras or is it Soras and Jita?
It's Soras and Jita. We can play that trailer as well, actually.
Yeah, we can also play that trailer.
Yeah.
I can
Run,
boot that-
run the trailer.
Yeah.
I can boot that trailer up. Yeah. On one
Yeah.
chat.
But
Do you know the release date for that, Dan?
August. Oh, it's August. Wow.
August.
April 7th. August 7th is my birthday, so I just thought A7 default.
So that's
April's next week.
Yeah, no, not next Tuesday. The Tuesday after that. That's April 7th.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday is March 31st. And
Well,
I gotta say,
I'm considering the week is over. So anyhow,
it's Saturday, Dan. EX Saturdays.
Is it Saturday? Man.
I know what day it is. Obviously,
I mean,
I'm saying
I
the
didn't.
week is over. So like next week it would be coming up. Hey, don't lecture me on days of the week. I'm older than everybody in here.
Where the heck? Where the
I gotta
hell-
say though, I
This
gotta
is the
say,
one thing that I hate about anime trailers sometimes is they just don't exist. Like I can't ever find them. They're never around. All these
Well-
because it's in Japanese. Okay, maybe that.
yeah, Dan's got you.
Yeah, Dan.
Well, you know I got that Grand Blue on lock, baby.
Yeah, dude. He
But
got the
as
bookmark
as
and
a,
everything.
a non-Grand Blue player, I gotta say I think Soares is gonna be the character that gets me to buy it because that character just looks way too tight.
Man, he looks.
But
so
are you
fun.
gonna buy it on PC?
Yes,
Well,
yeah,
there went low kick.
I should get it on.
dude. You know, like we have like 7 or 8 people on low kick that have the game on PS4.
Yeah.
And the community will roll up with like 20 setups if we ask them to.
Yeah, that's true. I would say of all of the communities you can ask, hey, can you bring some setups? No doubt, Grand Blue will do it. And they had to do it because we weren't buying those JP copies, brother.
Yeah.
Or the
We're gonna buy
HK
JP copies.
versions.
With the American copy coming out in like 2 or 3 weeks, however much time it was, like not gonna be cost efficient.
It was definitely a short amount of time.
Some of us still bought the game 3 times. So
Yeah, look.
I don't know who
Going
that
on
was,
4. Going on 4, right? You got to buy it for Steam. You got to buy it for HK. Got to buy it for Japan. Got to buy it for America.
Why
I'm
would
not
you
doing
buy
all that
a
now.
HK
That was a bit much. I bought the game JP, I bought the game NA on PS4, and then I bought it on Steam. The mix was they staggered the release announcements, right? Because they were like, yo, all right, Japan, Asia region, then NA, and then yo, Steam's coming. I'm like, bro, you got
yeah,
3 times?
they announced the NA version for PS4. Then after everyone went and pre-ordered, like, so about that Steam release.
Yo, so
Y'all
the Switch
want that
version's
Steam
gonna have,
release, right?
Yo, the Switch version has a rollback netcode. They just leave. It even has less input delay.
Yo, imagine that when we get offline scenes back, like, yo, can anyone bring their Switch?
The Switch is the meta Grand Blue setup. That'll be so messed up. I can run the Stories trailer if you guys want to run it.
Yeah, let's run it.
Let's get that trailer,
Let's watch the
brother.
Stories trailer.
We got to
All I
watch
remember
it.
is that it takes whole ass. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, that's your character, bro.
The Fundoshi.
Look at this man.
Yeah.
No, hear the song? The song is tight.
The song is sick. I mean,
Man, the song's really good. He looks sick.
he does look sick.
It's like Master Roshi if he stayed in shape.
Master Roshi did stay in shape, though.
Yo, check out the
Look at the tiger and the dragon is, oh man. God,
Honestly, the only thing I really care about is this Fundoshi Super, and we're gonna see that in just a second. It looks, oh man, that is really the only reason I care about this character.
It's an install, right?
Yeah, it's an install. Yeah, this shit.
dude, I love it every time. That looks so cool.
Straight up, they're dead. That's it.
Oh,
They're dead.
man. Like, you should not be able to pick that character again for a rematch. You have to go to someone else.
Yeah, they should actually just be deleted off. Every time he lands that, they're deleted. That character's
You
deleted
gotta
off.
buy it again.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
That sounds like some real gotcha stuff.
So he's got the Fundoshi Super is an install. It's his Super Skybound install.
Super.
It
sad
is it buffs a lot of his moves. So his the combination move that he has a move that can like go into 2 different routes. It buffs those. It also gives him the ability to do a no meter Super Skybound art. So he does the install, and then at any moment after that, he can do his Super Skybound art. His Super Skybound art, if you block the first hit, you cannot recover to block the second, like your auto hit.
It's an
So,
unblockable?
Yeah.
Hell
The second
yeah.
part is unblockable. So I don't know if it goes into cinematic if he only lands that second part, but it does say that his first one that hits, it guard breaks, and then you can't block the second part. So it'll be pretty interesting. Obviously,
It's like
no-
Abigail headbutt.
something like that, I think. Yeah, he has no projectiles, obviously, so he's gonna have to figure that out. But if
And he's
you
got
saw
no
it in that
DP.
trailer, he has a Geef stance that he can use.
Bear stance?
So
Yeah, but
yeah,
does it armor? Does it have armor?
it's reduced damage and you don't flinch. So armor. The thing is, he goes into a count. Though when he does this and you hit him and then he swells up, that's a counter hit. So he'll get that hit no matter what because he doesn't flinch.
Right.
So the important thing to that is when he does, like every time he blocks and takes a hit from when he does the bear stance, Takamura from Hajime no Ippo, when he activates Fundoshi mode, he gets a defensive buff like Q from Third Strike, depending on how many times he's blocked this. He's blocked with his bear stance. So he actually gets tankier for his Super Skybound art install every time he uses this. And this gives him the swell up, gives him a hella meter. So he's the mechanic is that he wants to do this, swell up, get a bunch of meter, and then as soon as he can goes into that install. So
is that a frame 1 startup?
I don't know what the startup frames are.
We gotta figure
Yeah,
it out.
we're not there yet. Character's not even out yet. We can't talk about frame
I'm
data.
excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm excited. I want to try him. You know, I like the punch characters. He's very, very macho for my archetype, but I'll give him a shot. You know, I really, really want to.
And there's Jita coming as well. So her trailer drops on the 30th. So I mean, she might be the pick too.
I
so.
do believe if you skip to the end of this trailer, there is a teaser for her.
Oh,
yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like 0.5 seconds of her just kind of existing.
And she has apparently she has what's called revenant weapons around her. I know nothing about Grand Blue's story because I just jumped in with Versus, but people were they had some thoughts about that. So we'll see. We'll see
I don't know what
happens.
it means.
What?
Yeah, there's
I don't either.
Is that the stage or is that just the?
Yeah, the stage of the Rose Queen.
You get her stage and you get the avatars. Yo, that's gonna be sick. All right, that's kind of April 7th.
April 7th. Yeah.
Okay. Yo, I like it.
Yeah, I killed that Rose Queen in the what do you call it, the story mode.
Yo.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So those are the rest. She looks tight, dude.
Yo, that's a gun. She's got a gun. Hell
Got a
yeah.
gun. Yo,
Actually,
I don't know if she's
going
gonna use the gun.
I was just thinking of Shen from KOF, the raise your fist to the sky.
She's thick. All right.
Max
just looking
cancels.
at that one freeze frame, I'm stoked. Because I really hope that she's a character that I'll enjoy. It's been really rough for me in my journey through Grand Blue. I haven't found a character that I actually enjoy playing. Well,
no, I think he actually Seph genuinely enjoys playing Charlotta, but he doesn't like the way that people act when he plays him.
Yeah.
So
that definitely heavily impacts it. I'm not proud of playing Charlotta because of that. You know, because of everybody's I like her, I have fun, but everybody's just like fucking Charlotta. I'm hearing other people through the headset whenever I'm in a lobby or whenever I'm in a group chat with anybody and they're playing against a Charlotta, hearing the frustration in them, you're just like, who are you playing, buddy? Who are you playing against?
I don't.
You know who I'm playing against, Seph. Okay, all right, man.
I don't know who those people are, but they need to calm down. That shit is wild.
I know exactly. They were in our Discord.
Sips from his. I don't know what you're talking about, Muff.
That shit is
That
wild.
shit ain't me.
They need to calm down. This is just a game.
I'm with Seph though, in that I have to want to like my character's aesthetic for me to want to play them, and it's very difficult with a game like this as a sort of anime person because this game is deep anime, and I'm just gonna pull out the word. This is a game for horny anime players. So
What?
What?
Hell yeah.
How do you say?
Really
Whoa,
not.
bro! How do you say?
Yo,
We're
look
talking
at
about
Matera.
Charlotta, and you say horny? What is wrong with you, Andy?
No. Look at
Intense
Narmaya.
game.
Look at Matera. Look at these characters.
That's
you can
two of
see
them.
it. And yes,
two.
Seph, that's two. But look at the rest of the cast that's in Grand Blue. We all know what it is. We all know what it is, whether you want to deny it or not. So for me, it's very hard to like a character. And I like Charlotta's moveset, but I don't like the character. I like Narmaya's moveset, but I'm not so down with her design. I think Vasaraga is the only character I actually give a shit about, but even then, he's too massive for my liking. Everyone, it's like Nightmare on steroids. I already like Nightmare. I don't want more Nightmare.
I mean,
I don't think it's I don't know, man. I've seen some other anime games that it's this. Now this is the game that's for
well, but that's the thing. Those games
I'm just saying.
Are super Kustoge. So this is the one that's up front. I play the horny 3D game. Y'all play the horny anime game. It's fine. It's no big deal.
I don't really consider it to be that though.
So then, where do we go from here? Where are we going?
What do you mean?
Of the games that are played in the current FGC without having to go into the bonus room of a hotel during a major, what are we doing here?
Oh my goodness.
Where does Grand Blue stand on the?
Where does Grand
horny
Blue stand?
scale?
We know where Grand Blue stands. It's the horny game. Moving on.
I give it a 6 out of 10.
I give it a.
That's closer to horny than it is
Bro,
not.
It's
What do you
a
mean?
fighting game. It's a fighting game based off of a gacha game, and gacha game's whole thing is you got to be horny to be marketable, man. I think Grand Blue's, with the exception of a few characters, is pretty horny. All right.
All right, so we got a 3-1 vote
Yeah,
of
it's a
horny
deep
to
thought.
not horny.
Just because the character that I don't play is, or that I play or don't play. I don't know at this point, man. I just want Jita to be
Damn,
good.
Seph is mixing himself.
Jita's not horny. That's all I can tell you, and I'm really excited to play that character.
So as you can
He's a
see, we
gun.
have March 31st is, I'm assuming, when they're going to be showing off Jita. I just like Sora's look. I think he looks neat, and like I said, it'll probably be when I take my dive into Grand Blue, see if I enjoy it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
be
when
checking out.
Yipes is taking his dive into Grand Blue too.
Yeah. He said that as well. I was trying to get Tasty Steve to watch the Soris trailer on stream, but I couldn't do it. I was like, yo, watch the trailer, man. It's me hype, but
He was too busy just screaming at Call of Duty.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and Tekken.
Yeah,
He's too busy no round browning Oblivion. That was rough, man.
So talking about Tekken,
Go
Seph,
watch that match. It's on his VOD from last night.
I
It was wild.
I know you had an interest in Fahkumram. Did you get a chance to actually play with him?
Me?
Yeah.
I played with him a little bit when he came out, the day he came out. Went through his move list, went through what he's able to do. He seems okay. He's definitely not a Leroy situation. It's not more or less just like, dude, these tools are unstoppable. Whereas people were finding those things like day one with Leroy, they were just like, yo, this is too much. This is already a lot. Fahkumram is probably one of those characters where you're gonna have to you're taking a lot of risk immediately just by doing the string. So essentially you guys understand the Fahkumram's mechanic where he has like, he can do the hold, and then if he holds it, then he does a guard break. But in mid-screen, it's just a guard break into some frame advantages, not guard break into like a combo or anything like that. It's just guard break into pressure. But against the wall, it's guard break into a wall splat, and then he gets you. So that part is sick, but it's very, very situational in how you have to play around that and how you have to play with him.
There's a lot of linearity in a lot of the things that are quote guard breaks.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of situations where he can set up these guard breaks, but they're interruptible. So you just have to be afraid. I think that the main archetype of him is that he is super in your face. He's got really good punishment, but you have to, for his mix up to be effective, they have to be scared.
Yeah, they have to already like be on the back foot, and you have to. You, as a Fahkumram player, already have to make your opponent not want to press against you, which is like you're not fully releasing the guard breaks or anything like that. You're already like trying to bait them in the middle of the strings.
And a lot of his strings are delayable. So he's like, he has that, at least he has that going for him in that he has a mix up. He's like, is he going to delay this button? Because if he does, well, then I'm going to get counter hit, and that's where he's going to get some of his damage. Yeah. But he has no panic moves, dude.
Yeah,
the two biggest things that I've been hearing is that his punishment game is one of the best in the game. He's got options for damn near everything. He actually has a real 13 frame punish that isn't just a down forward one.
Yeah,
so he can get additional damage. His 14 frame has massive reach. Yeah. The only problem is that if you guess wrong, you are launch punishable on it. It's minus 16. Mm-hmm. But he's got overall great.
But if it's a punishment tool and it's launch punishable, you shouldn't be throwing out your punishment tools.
Right, of course,
for no reason.
Of course. Yeah. But the other side of that is that he has a grab. It's a 1+2 grab that has a reduced break window. So almost every single grab is a 20 frame window. I think his is a
12.
It's 12? I thought it was 14.
Wow. No. The break window? The guard break window? It's like 20 frames.
No. Not the guard break window. The break window for his command throw.
Oh, his command throw is like 14.
Yes. Yeah, it's like 14
Universally,
frames. So
it's 20 frames.
Significantly reduced, and a lot of people are saying it's damn near impossible to break on reaction.
Yeah. But he also doesn't have any other throws. So because of that, he has like a lack of a throw mix-up, but that means that oftentimes that becomes if this character is going to regular throw me or command throw me, because if you're always mashing 1+2, you're going to get hit with regular throws.
Right.
But if you're not the type of person who can tech the 1+2 at all, he gets free wall splats and he gets good damage regardless. So you have to be able to tech the throw, and if you can tech the throw, he can mix you with other throws, but he'll force you to mash 1+2 because of that situation in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
like even Tekken gods are saying like this is a ridiculous thing to try and break.
Yeah,
Saint actually just posted a clip on Twitter this morning, saying like, "Hey, I finally broke my first 1+2 Fahkumram throw, like today," and that's Saint.
Well, like I said, the Tekken gods are saying that it's hard to break.
Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate if that's like his strongest tool. If that's the hardest thing that people are having to deal with is just the fact that his throw tech window is smaller on that.
Well,
one
that's
command.
not like the only thing, obviously. You know, as we said, he's got really good punishment, but that means he's going to have to either wait for you to make a mistake or he's going to have to hope that you're really antsy and he can hit you with counter hits.
Yeah, I feel like Fahkumram is, when any amount of character is like reliant on knowing your opponent or conditioning your opponent to that extent, like deeply, then and you don't have, like you said, he doesn't have panic moves. He doesn't have like a lot of tools to just get him far buttons that he can just like spam out in neutral or anything like that. That's probably going to be middle of the tier list, maybe a little bit higher. Who knows? Just because
a lot of people have been placing him in A tier, like as a early impression.
Yeah.
But the thing that I've seen that kills him the most is that he is the worst character in the game to whiff with, because if you whiff, you're out there for an eternity.
Yeah, a big boy.
Yeah, he is a big boy. He's got them big limbs, and he's got a lot of recovery on his whiffs. Yeah. So you're gonna launch punish him. You're gonna kill him. And he's a big boy, so I'm pretty sure bear combos work on that guy.
No, they don't.
They don't. You don't get bear combos?
You don't get it's like you don't get bear combos off Marduk.
Man, that's silly.
Yeah. Oh wow, I did not know that.
You don't get bear combos off of Fahkumram. He's just like, imagine he's just like tall. He's not broad. It's because his hitbox isn't that much different, or it's not too similar to the bears. Because the bears have the whole situation where they have the large upper body hitbox and they're tall, but they have the smaller legs. It's not necessarily like that with Fahkumram. He's just tall. So that's basically it.
That's a thick boy. Yo, you seen that key charge?
No, I actually haven't seen his key charge. Wow, what does he do?
He like bull rushes, like he steps his leg back. He's like, oh, and you're like, yeah.
Damn, that's so sick. See, I think
he stomps at the ground. It looks like he's like about to charge, like an actual bull. It looks really cool.
He looks insane. I think his move list is great. I think his character design is awesome. His lore is awesome. I really like that character.
I love the fact that his lore was put out by some dude. He's like, hey, here's a small essay about the story of Fahkumram. He's fighting to get his family back. And then it's like, well, you didn't make any cutscenes about that one, so we just have to assume.
Yeah.
If he makes his way back,
dropped him out of a plane, like a helicopter. Like it's like that's his lore now. Like I don't know what to tell you.
I think that like if they're kind of like working on the side with the Tekken 8 and he makes it in there, maybe we'll get an explanation as to what the hell's going. I mean, I know kind of what's going on because there is a small write up about him, but outside of that, that's all you get. If they're working on a Tekken 8 and he makes it, I hope he has some decent cutscenes, and I also hope they don't shit on their entire cast with their lack of respect for side characters because I'm sick of Jin.
Yeah, I guess that's a very good question. Is of the new characters we've seen in Tekken 7, how many of them have the possibility of coming back in Tekken 8? Or
Katarina's going to come
definitely
back.
Coming back.
Gigas is not coming back.
No.
Nope.
Josie might come back.
Josie's extremely popular, so she might come back.
Chloe's going to come back because Harada likes her.
Yeah, Chloe's coming back for sure.
But
Claudio might.
Claudio will definitely be back.
You think? Okay.
I definitely think he'll be back.
Push.
Name is cool.
And then Fahkumram probably. Leroy definitely.
Leroy's definitely coming back.
I don't think Leroy's coming back.
He's coming back.
Leroy's coming back.
I don't think.
See, I'm gonna say Leroy's gonna come back because they want to leave Wang dead.
Yeah, and you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna replace Heihachi with some other old dude.
No, Heihachi's coming back.
Heihachi's actually dead.
No, he's never actually dead.
He's never. No one in Tekken is actually dead.
Come on.
No,
Tekken is like the Marvel of fighting games where people die and come back all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, as I was telling Ham earlier this morning, Heihachi has now gone through 2 voice actors, so they might just leave the character dead.
No, they might let the new voice actor continue. Who knows?
The new voice actor died. So,
yeah.
We're kind of out of stock on those ones. You know what I'm saying?
Probably just gonna.
And Tekken 7 was supposed to be the end of the Mishima like saga.
And it's definitely not.
Definitely not gonna be. Come on.
It's definitely
Can
not.
you
I mean,
imagine
unless, do you
Tekken?
think? Here's a real question: will Akuma and Geese come back?
Akuma might. Akuma's lore. Akuma's official lore.
Akuma is in the lore.
He's in the official. He's officially a part
So
of the Tekken story.
here's the thing: if Heihachi is dead, Akuma will not come back.
No, because Kazuya lives and Jin lives. She didn't task Akuma with killing Heihachi. She tasked Akuma with killing the family.
I guess it depends. Do you expect the ending of the story where Kazuya in massive devil form fighting Shin Akuma? Do you think that's a lore fight? Do you think that actually happened? Is that canonical?
A lore fight, dude.
I don't even know anymore.
Because
But
if Kazuya wins, hey, that would mean Akuma is dead, so he shouldn't come back.
Akuma doesn't die. Akuma never dies.
Yeah,
why do you think I did the finger quote, Seph?
Yeah, because that's when he comes back. See, that's how you generate the hype. When you bring Akuma back for Tekken 8, and then everybody's just like, you have the community divided again, but all the Akuma players and the Street Fighter players want to come back in, and that's when they throw in other Street Fighter characters, and then it goes Tekken 8, but it's actually an X, and then it puts Street Fighter, and then we have Tekken X Street Fighter. It's the game that everybody
he's got the whole reveal already leaked.
This man
in
busted
his
out
mind.
the tinfoil hat out,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
Hat. Come on, how'd you guys not see this coming?
I've seen that JDCR has been playing a lot of Fahkumram.
Yeah.
Fahkumram. I gotta really work on that R roll because it's different. It's a different type of R roll.
Yeah.
But JDCR has been playing him a lot. I think he said that he really did enjoy a couple of things about the character. So we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously we're in the online world right now, so it'll be hard to tell, how he's gonna measure up in a larger setting, in a larger competitive setting, but he seems pretty interesting with the mix of how a lot of people are saying he gets a lot off of some basic like some punishes that other characters might not have.
His 10 frame can wall splat.
Yeah, so like stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see how he pans out. He definitely looks cool. I like that they increased his size back, because when the first trailer came out, he was like smaller than he was in the actual like FMV trailer. So they changed his size back to being pretty tall.
I'm really glad that they adjusted his size because it's so stupid how you see him towering over Marduk in the previous frame, and then in the next frame, Marduk is taller than him. That didn't seem right. So I'm glad that they adjusted it.
That was silly.
It was
and
silly.
I didn't actually think they'd adjust his height, but like you have to. Like you make a trailer where he's so big, and then the next thing is Marduk being bigger. It's like, well, you can't do that now. You broke your own rules in seconds.
Can't do that.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I feel like the next Tekken is going to be, even if it happens.
It will happen. There's no way Tekken's gonna die out.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna. That's a really smooth transition into the next thing I want to talk about. Tekken 7. What the fuck? Featuring the Low Kicks crew. What are they doing in there? What are they doing?
You're
Honestly,
driving Mike
what is
Murray
going on?
insane, dude.
Like Michael Murray is going up the wall saying, "Oh, stop picking on me. No, everything's going fine with the balance." No one likes this. No one liked this. Like, that Fallout meme? Everybody disliked that.
Yeah.
The community is, I think it really says something when you have Wave Dash, which is a podcast about Tekken, and it's like, 2.5 hours long, a group of people very passionate about Tekken. Mm-hmm. And they talked about the balance changes that had been made over the last, couple of days. And there were so many bad balance changes. And then there were so many characters that need balance changes and did not receive them. Like, all kidding aside, the fact that you didn't do anything to Gigas is absolutely abysmal. Eliza's trash as fuck. That is a bad character. And they just left her like that. And then you go, well, how do we make the game a little bit more interesting? We'll buff all of the really good characters. Do you remember when everybody was saying Devil Jin was too good in the beginning?
Yeah.
Everybody was complaining about Devil Jin being too good. And then they brought him down, they normalized him, but he's still a demon in the wings. Then they buffed Electric Wing Godfist. And they buffed Hell Sweep. And it's like, well, what am I supposed to do when I'm just going to be put in the
Here's
blender?
my question about the actual patch. Is Electric Wooden Godfist more plus on block? Or
It's not more plus
so
on
what
block,
they did is they made it 3 frames faster in terms of recovery, making it damn near impossible to whiff punish it, even on like prediction. Like you have to hard predict.
Yeah, you're ducking an electric and actually, punishing it is a hard read at this point, because that's a Tekken 5 electric now. You're looking at Tekken 5 electric when Godfist, when those characters were ridiculous. But they completely forget that there was, it's not like there was like a billion Mishimas. No, I guess there were. But now we have Jin, you have Kazuya, you have Devil Jin.
Yep.
And you have Heihachi. And Heihachi, amazingly, the worst Mishima, got shit on. So then, like, what is going on at Bandai Namco that I don't understand? Do they just want people to be tired of this game? Are they secretly working on Tekken 8?
I think so, man. Hey, well, also consider, man, the game is like it's old, like 5 years old now.
Yeah, the game is old, and it's it's been around for a hot minute. And I was actually talking to NT for like an hour before this podcast about like the things that they added to Tekken being really good. They made a lot of really good additions, and sure there were some hiccups. Akuma was fucked up. Geese was real fucked up, but we took those. It was okay because the other things that they had going for Tekken were great. But the game, there is now a clear, open statement said by the balance team that they balance the game based on tournament results of characters. Meaning that if your character wins a tournament, you can expect that they will not survive another balance patch. This means that I'm not sure if you guys follow Tekken as close as I do. I'm wearing a Tekken shirt right now. The only person who might follow it as closely is NT. They nerfed Panda. Wait,
what?
They nerfed Panda.
They nerfed Panda.
Coming into season 3, you'll never guess what happened.
Oh, yeah,
wins
yeah,
TWT. They nerf
I thought you meant recently,
worst
but yeah.
characters in the game. So they've been doing this for a while, but they just nobody noticed. Now we have a clear idea because they said it out loud. And Michael Murray made the mistake. He broke the wall down and he stepped down from the ivory tower. He's like, I'm going to be more communicative to the community. That was a mistake. Because the second that he came down from his ivory tower that Harada had crafted over the last 20 years, everybody's ripping this guy apart. Because they know the immediate consequences of the balance that you'll do when you do things the way that they have been. It just took a while for us to get there. And now that we're here, people are saying this is whack. Like nobody wants Tekken to be like this. The game's got too high of damage now. Everybody's wall carry is way too far. Wall bounce was a really cool mechanic that didn't get used for a long time. And now even then, certain characters don't use it at all. What's that?
Right. So that was actually the point that I wanted to make, was when Season 2 was announced, they announced the wall bounce system. And it seemed like a really cool way to convert new combos and damage. But the thing was, they only had a couple characters in mind when they created that system. So I'm biased in that I don't know the entire cast, but Dragunov's only wall bounce move at the start of Season 2 was wall standing 3. No one ever used that move. Dragunov has absolutely no reason to use that move. Now, adding the wall bounce, like, yeah, he might, but he's never going to land it because it's, I think, an I-16 while standing move. You're not going to use that as a punish. You're going to use while standing 2. So Dragunov went all of Season 2 not giving a damn about that mechanic. While some other characters...
If you play King, I play King, His back 3 or back 4, if I'm not mistaken, the disgraceful kick where he's back turned, that's his wall bounce. I've never seen anybody land that.
So they added this mechanic, and these characters got these moves, and it's just like, why? Why do we care? And then season 3, I think it was, where Ham mentioned every character got more damage, more wall carry, you know, more abilities to wall carry, and it's just like, all right, every character is basically explosive now.
We are currently in the transition from season 1 to season 2 of Street Fighter V for Tekken 7.
Yeah.
When they removed defensive mechanics from the game and made the game more explosive so that I guess it's more interesting. Like, if you get launched twice in Tekken, you might die.
Yeah, you probably are dead, especially if it's a wall stage. Like just watching the matches last night that Tasty Steve was running with the STL crew, like there were like 2 to 3 touch rounds often. Often. And the longer rounds obviously came from the infinite stages, right? But like most of the time, even the infinite stages were like, you get touched 4 times, you're probably dead.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, the game was originally, people were saying, well, Tekken 7 is about pokes, blah, blah, blah. Tekken 7 is about punishment, about safety, blah, blah, blah. Movement. Then they nerf movement. And then after they nerf movement, they increase offensive capabilities of all characters.
And here's the weirdest thing. They nerfed movement, but then brought in Zafina, who moves like she still exists in Tekken Tag 2.
Yeah, that was the weirdest part, is that Zafina's movement is like unlike any other character. And the thing that makes her strong is her ability to force things to whiff. And now, because of the fact that movement is nerfed, she's even stronger than she was before. Dealing with that character is very difficult. Even Arslan has said the character's not strong, but her movement is incredible.
And she does have super tech crouches, and if you guys aren't familiar with super tech crouch, that might be a SoulCalibur term, but that just means you're in a crouching state that is allowed to go under mids.
Yeah, she can go under mids. It's like super AOP. I don't know. I think that like
things.
Like here, for example, let me move my mic. The back 1+2 where she does like that like crab arm thing.
Yeah.
That is a super tech crouch. You can't hit her with a mid to counter hit her.
Yeah, and it's also it's like her best poke too. It's a great poke.
Yeah,
it's minus 13, and not all wall standing moves can hit it. Like Dragunov's wall standing 1-3 will whiff. The 1 will hit, but the 3 will whiff. So I'm either forced to shoulder or wall standing 4. So characters who don't have good wall standing game just have to wall standing 4 and take their shitty punish and be like, all right, that's my punish.
I think like the reason I brought it up was because like I myself am frustrated with the direction the game has taken.
Whoa, hold on. NT, what you just said right there. Okay, that's my punish. That's the little bit of damage that I got. And yet you guys are talking about that's how you want Tekken to be, where it's just like, it's about pokes. It's about, you know, movement. It's about like the little things that matter that add up. But being able to punish the back 1+2 and getting the minor damage off, just take that win. You blocked it. You can punish
but here's
it.
the
it does
problem.
Like 10 damage, but that's what you get.
Here's the problem.
Why are you complaining about Tekken being explosive, but you can't get explosive stuff off of things like that?
Because she's the character that defies that. There's no other character that has a low or some other move that is minus 13 and unpunishable by minus 13 while standing moves. That's the problem.
Yeah, like if she didn't break the rules in that way, it would be like, because I personally I'd be cool if they did an all-around just damage reduction in Tekken.
So
or at
what
least
are
a
the
health
rules?
increase.
So you guys are saying that Zafina is an actual Tekken player or a Tekken character that you want to see more of in the game, or you guys are complaining about Zafina?
So
are you complaining about the current state of Tekken in an explosive state, or do you want Zafina to be the new direction of Tekken?
Before you go into this, Ham, there's one thing I want to say. You're conflating two things that don't exist properly. We're talking about punishment not working, and we also said that damage is too explosive off of launchers and wall carry. These two things do not go together. Just because one exists doesn't mean the other can't exist.
Yeah, it's like
things like that. So what we want is for wall damage, wall carry and damage to either come down or be health increase, so that we're not having 3-touch rounds. I should still be able to get my proper punisher on a minus 13 move. Like, if you do an unsafe move, I want to be able to explode you for doing that unsafe move. What I don't want to be exploded by is getting exposed once.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, it's not even a whiff punish. Somebody just threw a YOLO electric because they can now. You can just YOLO electric because sidestep left is definitely no longer a thing.
They increased electric wind godfist tracking in season 2.
Yeah, they did. They don't want you to sidestep. It's like, I don't understand the mentality there because they introduced homing moves, which then discouraged people from moving to the sides in the first place. Then you increase the tracking of some of the most powerful moves in Tekken. These moves are legacy moves that have never been touched in that way. Maybe they increased the whiff speed. I mean, they made the whiff window bigger, but outside of that, Electric Wind Godfist has been Electric Wind Godfist forever. It's like a rule in Tekken is that these moves, like there's certain moves like Death Fist. Death Fist has always hit way too hard for no reason, and because it's legacy, it's fine. Electric has always been plus on block and has been kind of hard to whiff punch. Now it's even harder. And part of the reason why that move was good was because there was a 50-50 in that. You have a Hell Sweep and you have the thing, and both of those 50-50s were beat, but then they implemented tracking moves to discourage people from sidestep lefting it in the first place. But then they take away your ability to sidestep left that move and to put even further mix. That means that Kazuya is going to steal your rounds far more often. That means Devil Jin's going to steal your rounds more often. That means every Mishima is going to steal rounds. And it's like, I don't want this game to feel like Street Fighter V V-Trigger activation, where that's where you're at. It doesn't feel good when you've watched a game be a certain way for a super long time, and they change the direction in a way that the community has universally said they don't enjoy, and they keep tuning it to this. It's like, no, you're going to eat your dinner of shit and you're going to like it. Stop complaining.
A lot of those situations, like you said, all the V-trigger activate in Street Fighter V, or the same situation applies to Granblue when they're using Super Skybound art. But those are what you're identifying as problems are the comeback stuff, because those 2-touch, 3-touch situations in which you die are when your character has rage. Like those situations.
That's not true anymore.
They don't particularly happen as often when you don't have rage. Like, yeah, if you're getting like blasted through 2 walls in a row, down into the balcony, break into the other wall, turned back around, like that situation happens. Yeah, like the stage situations, like that's something that you avoid. But out in like infinite stages, you don't see stuff like that happen, or like in wider stages, you don't see stuff like that happen outside of rage. It's like it's still like the 2 or 3 guess. But if you guess wrong 3 times, you deserve to lose the round. All right, like that round, you're cooked. Okay, you guess wrong 3 times in a row. That's how any fighting game is gonna be. You guess wrong 3 times in SoulCalibur, depending on how much meter they have, you're dead. And that's in any game. So I guess what the general complaint about in Tekken is you're saying that like everybody can just blow you up for 70%, if not your entire life bar, with 2 or 3 guesses, maybe just 2 or 1 wrong guess. But that's if they have rage. Now, is this a complaint about like comeback mechanics? Because people are giving Granblue the highest praise I've ever seen a fighting game get, especially with a new IP and anything like that. And it has the exact same identity, where it's just like, yeah, characters, like a lot of the cast can blow you out for 80% of your health with Super Skybound art. And everyone's like, this game is tight.
I can jump in here because now we're bringing Granblue into the equation, but Granblue doesn't have a rage mechanic though. So like, depending on my characters in Granblue, if I get the life lead, I can just chill. Like, I don't have to worry. I can just chill and make safer decisions and not have to worry about getting like Omega blown out just from like what normally would have been safe like most of the round. Because in Tekken, like what would have been okay to take a hit from most of the round when rage kicks in is like, now I could die and I'm at 60% health, but I have a huge life lead. Like, yes, in Granblue,
oh, go ahead.
You can get on big counter hits in Granblue. Yes, you can get exploded. But there are more things that you can do in Granblue to just back off and chill. Whereas in Tekken, backing off and chilling with your opponent in rage is actually really scary to do, because you're like one defense non-block away from getting destroyed. Yeah.
You're forced in it. Oftentimes you'll be forced in a situation. Eventually, if you hold a life lead, your opponent is going to want to get in your face eventually so that they can put pressure on you. Then if they put your back to the wall and you block a rage drive, you are actually guessing now. And when that moment comes, there is a very high chance that they're going to steal your life bar from you. So that but that's not my chief complaint, because rage is a mechanic that is a comeback mechanic that most people didn't really like. People don't hate that. I don't think people actually hate rage, but people don't like getting killed, all together before that even takes place. Before you even get rage, you're still gonna die in three and any situations. It doesn't feel good for a game to be that way, because you go, well, Granblue's got that, and it's like, well, yeah, Granblue has that. Listen, that's a new community for new players who are not playing a game that's existed since 1992. That Tekken is as old as I am. So when you take a game that has existed and is this specific way, and then you make it so that it's like all the other games, why don't I just play SoulCalibur? SoulCalibur used to be like that too. I mean, it used to be very, very spacing, footsies, high damage, but high damage on what do you call it? On just everything. Like if you got A8'd, it hurt. If you got BB'd, it hurt. Now in SoulCalibur, if you get knocked down, you die. And that direction is something that's unpopular with the SoulCalibur community. They don't like having to deal with, oh, I tech rolled, I die. I tech rolled, I died. I tech rolled, I die. And Tekken doesn't like going, I got hit once and I died over and over.
I feel like that's like every fighting game is like that now, where it's just like, oh, if I'm at disadvantage, or oh, if they are like at a low amount of health or anything like that, I'll basically die in X amount of hits. I feel like that's the general move that fighting games are just taking. Like, I can't name a single fighting game right now that is out that doesn't have that, with the exception of like Guilty Gear Strive that's coming out. Like, you will get blown the fuck up in like 2 or 3 wrong guesses. And I think everything is like that right now. So
but that's why it hurts the most, because if you've been following Tekken since its arcade release, it was not like that.
So it's not a Tekken specific problem. I mean,
it's a Tekken 7 specific problem.
It's a Tekken 7 specific problem. Like this was not the way the game was, and every time they patch it, the game gets a little bit worse in a different way. But ultimately, what it comes down to is that it's moving towards the direction of the way that other games are. And Tekken was special in that you had to work for your wins a little bit more, because it took longer to kill somebody. You had to put forth more effort to do that. Now, you just die. The
thing I really wanted to point out was that literally almost any single touch launch you get in Tekken, you will go to the wall. And in any 2D fighting game, if you get if a combo is started, you're not going corner to corner. That's almost never going to happen in any 2D fighter, aside from a couple characters.
Yeah, now, I mean, Tekken, if you're playing a team
every
game,
character can now.
If you're playing a team game and you get corner to corner, that's why you're there.
You're saying like the best characters in Tekken can do that?
No, almost every single character can do that.
Yeah, dude. The only character that they did that, NT plays Dragunov, and they did that for Dragunov. They gave him wall-to-wall carry, but then they took it away, even though everybody else had wall-to-wall carry. That was weird.
Yeah, they gave him 3-1 cancels, and they gave him 3-1-4, which is a new high wall splat move. And they said, oh no, we don't like that. That gives too much wall carry. We got to take that away.
And yet certain characters also have the corner carry combo that does less damage, and then the damage combo, but doesn't.
Yeah, but it's not. Carry. It's never been coast to coast, baby. It's never been the way that it is.
And almost any character that can wall carry to a wall will get 80 damage, and max HP is 170. So you just took half your life because of one launcher.
I do remember. I vividly remember after Julia came out. When Julia came out, everybody was saying this character has really good wall carry, and that's what makes her special. But then, shortly thereafter, we hit Season 3, and Julia's wall carry is still really good, but it's no longer special. It's homogenous. You've dulled the game. The blade of the game is no longer as sharp as it was, because the things that make characters special is no longer special. The damage is too high. You don't even get to see people play. And I think one of my big concerns is that like they just don't seem to know what they're doing with everybody that isn't top tier. They're like
the final thought I want to put into this before we move on to something else is something that I mentioned to Ham. Like he said, we had an hour conversation, and that they're clearly ignoring what the people dislike. Leroy came out in the middle of December or early December, something like that. And one of the first complaints that people had is he has too high of damage and he has a tracking hell sweep. It was down back 3-1+2. It's the same thing as a hell sweep, does like 30 damage, except it blows him away rather than giving him Oki like Kazuya. Mm-hmm. So everyone's complaint wasn't that he had a hell sweep, it's that you cannot step this hell sweep. So then what do they do now in March, 3 months after Leroy blows up and people complain about it? They go, hey, we saw that you hated tracking hell sweep. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it to every Mishima.
Yeah, we're gonna give it to 4 more characters who are already very scary. So that's my piece on it. That's actually why I'm wearing the Tekken shirt. I love Tekken. All right, like if you did not know, I love Tekken. That's the game that got me here. I love always. That's like that when I was a child. It was 1997 when I was playing Tekken 2 as a kid on a PlayStation demo disc. I love that game. But the direction they're taking it in is so far away from what it was that it's hard to want to even spectate it, because it's like, yeah, like the second you see somebody come off a ground, you're like, well, there it went.
I think that it's interesting too, because you say it's hard to spectate it, but a lot of people also, really enjoy more people who aren't into the details of the game really do like somebody gets slapped up and then they're 1 to 2 to 3 touches away from dying. So
for sure, that's why I love Marvel 3. I know, Dan, you don't like Marvel 3, but but if you talk to a Marvel 3 player, they always say that the game's very stressful. It's always been like super stressful, but the spectator experience is always great.
I think one of the issues though is that the spectator, because Tekken, it's going to be really interesting to see how this works for other games, but we're in the realm of like big viewership for fighting games. It's growing, right? And Tekken was one of the first games where a lot of people flocked to it a couple years ago and was like, yo, this is sick. I love watching this. It's so explosive. But now, like, as it's developing, you see those people who are first into it because of its explosive, like, yeah, I kind of want to see it change. And I'm really curious as to see how that's going to inform the next wave of fighting games after this one, after the 1 to 2 to 3 touch games, because a lot of people who jumped in before that and got excitement from that are now starting to turn into people who are like, yo, I've been playing this game for 3-4 years now. I want something a little different. They're the casuals who want to see something different after being initially attracted to the explosiveness of a game. And I think that's going to be interesting to see, because Tekken's like kind of the first game on the docket to most likely have a shift from that if they're going to make a Tekken 8 anytime soon.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of things and systems that they're introducing into Tekken 7 that are new and that may look like they're trying to cater to a casual audience, or like they're systematic things that are even valuable to current players, like the replay stuff and things like that. But I feel like in terms of balance, or in terms of like new mechanics and things like that everybody is having issues about and issues with, I feel like now it's really just a testing ground for Tekken 8. Like now I think really they're understanding that Tekken 7 may be nearing the end of its life cycle. They may be already like gearing up for Tekken 8, and they're using Tekken 7 and the community feedback and all that stuff and its presence in the FGC as, laying the groundwork for Tekken 8, for an explosively good Tekken 8, hopefully. Because, I mean, Tekken 7, it took a long time for it to get good. They can't do the same thing with Tekken 8, obviously. Right. It's got to come out the gate. I mean, they don't want to. They wouldn't want to.
Well, right. But, I mean, like, Bandai Namco did a really good job releasing it console-wise, because, it took a while for them to fix it arcade-wise, but once it came out, it was good. So hopefully, with the way that they do things, it comes out with the same amount of horsepower it did, and it still attracts people. But if this is what it has become, if this I'll ask this question to wrap this up. If there was a tournament today for Tekken 7 with the current patch, would the community enjoy watching that tournament if they gave more shits about it than just looking at it every once in a while on Twitch? If you're a casual player, you might. If you're not, I don't know. I don't know, as actual competitors of that game, they would enjoy entering a tournament in its current state.
You know what I enjoy?
Please don't say Animal Crossing.
All right, everybody, that's been the show.
Wow, you just gonna close the show out?
I've been enjoying looking at the Haohmaru trailer, dude. The Haohmaru trailer.
So
for
that is
SoulCalibur
the other side of Bandai Namco, and that we have SoulCalibur taken helm by Project Soul. They have finally released the Haohmaru drop trailer, and we have the release date for him. So Seph, if you could please throw that up for us.
Yeah, baby.
There we
I've been
go.
watching this trailer.
I'm ready. My body is ready. I'm
Man,
ready to
This,
get destroyed.
oh man,
Yeah, this has been.
I
This
think
trailer
most
sexually
of us,
awakened me.
yeah, dude, most of us are excited for Haohmaru, except for a couple haters like, "Oh, I want to knock a Ruru." Like, no, shut up.
What? Oh, come on. That's-
Yo, look at this man's.
He looks great.
Look at the Unreal Engine at work.
I know. Like, I mean, hey, well, hold on. I mean, Sam Show itself uses the same Unreal Engine, but he just.
I said at work.
He looks great. Like, it's exactly how. I was always curious how he was going to transition into a 3D environment.
Oh,
He's got the punch, dude.
I
He's got
love that he's got
just
just
frame.
frames.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
got
the
the
sake
gourd-
bottle
the
off
he's
his
got
throat.
spot dodge, dude. He's got spot dodge.
Man, that is so sick. That looks like his soul attack animation, which is even cooler. Oh, look at these little hits.
Dude, I really hope the kanji stays on the screen. It just looks so tight.
Got rage, dude. He got rage.
That's actually the only thing I wasn't fond of.
What,
That
the red?
specific, yeah, that combo string.
Got the back, the throw into the DP. Yo, come on, man. This
Yeah,
guy's
because
sick.
oh, yo, it's guaranteed. You know that, Dan. You play
This
Haohmaru.
stage,
Oh, yeah.
dude. Holy hell, this stage looks so good.
Yo, dude, if they put, I think the next trailer, yo, he spits on the sword. That's godlike.
Dude, that's what I'm saying,
if
man.
they put
Everybody's like,
Satsuka, right?
Oh, blade grab! Blade grab!
that's sick. That is sick, dude.
Dude, like, they clearly puts a lot of effort into maintaining, and they got the dude in the back, the ref.
The ref, yeah.
Yo, what the flag, man? What is-
Flag. It's like, Haohmaru's that dude.
That's what I'm saying, man. Everybody's like, yo, we got Mitsurugi in the game. We don't need to, like, Haohmaru and Mitsurugi are two totally. You see how much shit Haohmaru talks?
Wait,
That dude sits on the corner and sees everybody walking by, like, yo, I'll beat his ass. I'll beat
And
his
Haohmaru
ass.
comes in with the
I'll beat his ass.
E-Sen. Lightning blade.
how could we forget that was a thing?
We never forgot.
Man,
I didn't.
this character, they did such a good job. He does. Oh, and by the way, something that you guys might have missed, because I'm a nerd, and I love this is my game. If you looked at that stupid cat costume that they keep forcing down our throats, on the sides of the face there is a tattoo marking on the side. And if you know anything about Seph, there it is. Look at the side of his face. You know anything about Satsuka? That's the tattoo she has on her shoulder.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Hopefully that means that she's coming, or
If she's coming, man, like, I'm excited as fuck for Haohmaru. Let's be real. That I love Samurai Showdown. I love SoulCalibur. Perfect mix. But also do the right thing. If you put Patroclus in this game, Alpha Patroclus, I will literally stab someone.
oh,
But
Alpha Patroclus style is kind of. They could put him in the game, but just on a different character. I like his style. I like the one-handed blade thing, dude. It's cool.
I hate you.
I like his stay. Oh,
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
he looks cool. Yeah, all right, well.
Patroclus was whack. But
Fight
put Satsuka
someone.
in the game. Do
But
the
yeah,
right thing.
Haohmaru.
Put Satsuka in the game. But Haohmaru, though.
Haohmaru though. Haohmaru.
Run that again. Run that again. Loop that.
All right, fine. Can I loop? All right. Well,
So I would
he's
say
like
of the
everybody else.
four of us,
Oh,
the
right.
most excited person is Dan. Dan, just give us all the thoughts.
I think, I've been waiting for, because they announced this at Evo last year, so like this is a long time to wait for a character, but I am glad that they took the time they did, because not only does he have all of his Sam Show stuff, but he also has what looks like to be some really good mechanics for SoulCalibur as well. So like
He gets a resist impact.
Haohmaru, if anybody knows me, they know I like playing shotos. Like that's been my thing in fighting games since I've been playing fighting games. So Haohmaru is one of my favorite shotos because he's a shoto that has, I feel like, personality. While he's the closest thing I can get to like Ryu standing on the corner saying he's going to beat everybody's ass.
Yo, Ryu in a
he's
do-rag.
Yeah, essentially. Like, Haohmaru is the Ryu with the do-rag. He talks shit. He spits on his sword before he fights you. He's feeling himself. And I really enjoy this character's design. So having him in SoulCalibur really makes me want to jump back into the game again. And I don't know how I'm going to manage doing that with Granblue, but I'm definitely like if you've seen my hitbox, Haohmaru is on the hitbox. Like I love this character. So I'm going to be, playing this game because he's in it, and I hope that the people who are like, well, I don't want him in the game, or they should have been a different character, really do appreciate the approach he brings to the game and kind of the newness he brings, because some of his stuff looks really cool, and it looks like it'll change some interactions in SoulCalibur that some people might be like, it's getting a little stale. So I'm excited. I think he looks sick, and I can't wait.
He does look.
One of the
You think
biggest
that
things.
he's invincible.
I hope so.
Might only be a combo tool. Maybe.
What?
Who knows?
I hope it's invincible.
Is Blake?
But no, his DP.
No, DP.
Oh, it's DP. Oh.
One of the things that I really appreciate with SoulCalibur is that they always try to bring in a guest character, and I think Haohmaru is honestly one of the best guest characters you could have brought in during this era of fighting games. Sam Show just came back after how long of a hiatus, and now we're getting even more spotlight on Sam Show. The only thing I gotta say is SNK is being extremely whack about Sam Show, and that they started with Stadia and now it's gonna be Epic Store exclusive. Like, what are you doing?
No, we don't know it's going to be exclusive.
Oh my god!
We
It's
don't know
either-
it's going to be exclusive.
Either way, it's going to be a
you
time
to tell
exclusive.
me right now what the problem with that store is, concisely, and don't think about it. You better know now to explain to me why that's a
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Okay,
before
so
we jump into that, we don't know it's going to be exclusive.
we don't know
That's
it's going to
been
be
proving
exclusive.
as a
Yeah, Epic Games has had like exclusivity contracts that last X amount of time, most of the time.
Either way, it's not good in my eyes that it isn't coming to both Steam and Epic. But the problems with Epic is that as a storefront, it's garbage. It has very low security, and it's just overall not user-friendly compared to Steam. And the fourth issue is that by putting it on Epic exclusive, it's dead on arrival. No one's going to buy it on Epic, so who cares? So those are the problems with it being Epic.
PC, man.
Because let's say this: if once I get some money in my pocket, I'll buy it.
I'm not supporting Epic and their shitty storefront because they have terrible security for it. I'm not putting my credit card anywhere near that launcher.
I mean, I used to play Fortnite. My card.
Yeah, let's just say this. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I think that people defending the way that there's only one online storefront for a really long time, and it was Steam. There's zero competition for Steam at all. And then one shows up, and everyone goes, "I hate this." They don't even know why they hate it.
They have perfect reason to hate it.
It was pretty trash in the beginning, especially in the beginning. I will agree with NT on that. Like, the storefront was really bad in the beginning. Like,
it was rough. Because I actually tried to download, I think it was Fortnite on my PC, and I was like, "Wow, this looks awful." But it's like, time has passed. At this point, give it a shot. Who cares? If the game's on PC, stop complaining about it being on PC. It's on PC. Just buy it. If you don't want it, Don't buy
I
it at
think
all.
you should support the game, but if you don't want to put your credit card near the store, I understand that as well. I'm probably just gonna, get like one of those throwaway cards, and I'm gonna buy it on Epic because I love the hell out of the game. Like I love Sam Show, so I'm gonna buy it on Epic. I'll launch it from Steam after that because you can do that. Like you can just have the game launch from your Steam launcher. But I do wish that it would have been also on Steam. However, I don't think I'm pretty sure that hasn't been in like a exclusivity only contract for Epic, but SNK, it ain't like SNK rolling in the dough. So if they got to make those deals,
they hit him with that sweet. I guarantee you, they hit him with the sweet Skrilla, brother. They gave him some serious cheddar, and we're like, hey, making it exclusive. It's not even going to be an exclusive forever. The same thing happened with Shenmue. Everybody got really upset. Just move on. People are just upset to be upset for no reason.
I think they have reasons.
Well,
I think they have reasons.
I would say the majority of the people. What's interesting is that PC people are already smart when it comes to the technology they utilize, because to put together a computer, they have to have a brain, right? But then they get to this part and they're like, I don't even know why I don't like it. I want one launcher. I want a unified place. And it's like, that's how you create an unhealthy monopoly in anything. It'd be unwise to allow that to be the way it is. Valve's got money spilling out of their ass. Like they'll be all right. You can.
Here's the problem with it though.
So does Epic.
Yeah, there's an issue that I don't want to get into, but it is the problem of digital exclusivity. Like when you buy things digitally, do you actually own your product?
Oh man, that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to get into that, but that is a big issue. So when you spread that across 4 or 5 different launchers, like you're putting your money in so many different places that you don't even know that you're going to get back. Like any of these companies could just be like, you don't own this anymore. We're shutting down.
Yeah, but you could say this. What if Steam just decided that they were just going to shut down? It's like there went thousands of your dollars. It could be the same for anything. So it really doesn't matter. If you don't trust companies to allow you to hold onto your stuff, this is why I do this. Do you see this?
Oh my god. Actually, if you bring up a good point, because if Riot Games just discontinues League of Legends, and
I'm out.
the game doesn't exist anymore, I'm out thousands of dollars.
So yeah, I mean that very well could happen, which is why I have physical copies of everything, because I don't like the digital marketplace at all in the first place.
A physical copy of all of my skins from League of Legends.
You sure can't.
Oof, that's a scary thought. But I think that going back to Haohmaru being in SoulCalibur, I definitely am going to be playing this next week. Like I already know I'm going to be hitting up into like, destroy.
Hit me up for games. I'm going to be streaming it. The second the character is out, I will be streaming Haohmaru.
Speaking of this, Florida Man, shout out to Florida Man, has set up a Discord for Haohmaru when he drops. Discord is in chat. So if you
that Discord icon with the blade catch hands.
Yeah, so if you're looking to do some day one labbing, there's already a bunch of SoulCalibur like big figureheads in there who are ripping at the ready to start labbing this character, and I'm definitely gonna be one of them. It's just unfortunate for me, I have to go to work on Tuesday, so I won't be able to get into it like these guys can. Right off the Dan. You might not also be able to working from home.
Look, I got to go to work, but then I got, I also got to go to work with this Haohmaru.
Hell yeah, fuck work.
I got to clock out of work and go to work. Let's go.
And then clock into the best job.
Dude, I love this character, man. I might actually, just take a day tomorrow on Tuesday and be like, yo, I can't do it. I got to play out, man.
I got to play.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I see Zendo in the chat. He said we learn them together, because that's what we do here in the Shy. So pick your poison. You want PC? You want console? I'll stream it. We can stream the learning lobby and the Discord conversations together.
As I mentioned, I think it was last week. One of the most fun things you can do in the fighting in community is just take on a character day one with the community. It's some of the most fun you could have, because as you find new stuff, you're like, oh shit, dude, I just figured out that this links into this. And then someone finds a new optimized version of what you just found. And then you start exploring other options with that. And it's an hours long process. And it's just a joy the entire time.
it's a good way if you're new. That's a good way to just get in, and make some friends too. Like you're like, I don't know anybody, but they don't know this character either. Let me just hop in this Discord call with a whole bunch of strangers and tell them all this cool stuff. This is the best you can get off of Down Forward 2 or 3B or whatever 2H. I don't know, man. I don't speak anime.
Sam show, dude. Speak either.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Overall, I think we're all excited for it, especially
hell
on
yeah.
Team Low Kick.
For
Yo, dude. I mean, I'm gonna at least try him. I'm gonna at least try him. I
This
play
was-
grapplers. This guy's not a grappler, but you know what? If he has an untechable command throw,
He
It
does.
might be.
He does. It was shown in the trailer. It looks like it's only in Soul Charge, but he does.
that's it right there. If it's untechable, that means
It
he's a grappler.
is. It is.
He's a
It has
grappler
that,
now.
it's got that red ring effect, like Tira's unblockable and Ivy's SS. It's
Yeah,
got
fuck
it.
Tira and fuck Ivy.
My only goal is to DP Ham on Wake Up in his favorite game. That's all I want. I don't even care if I win or lose.
You hope to God it's
just-
invincible. If it's
I
not,
just oh man, I hope it is. So I can
Haohmaru.
Yo,
I can feel
what
it.
if his soul attack is his DP?
Mm.
Wake up soul
Whoa.
attack DP and it's invincible.
I
Could
think
you imagine?
actually, well, if he had something off the ground, like if he had a different soul attack from whilst, like, you know, from the supine, if he had a different one, that'd be sick. But he already, like, we've seen his soul attack. It's in the trailer.
Yeah. It's the rush combo, right?
I would have to scroll through it, but just give me like 2 seconds.
Seph, just let it rip one more time.
Let it rip, dude. Okay.
Wait. What is while
down?
Oh, while down 623 ABK? That'd be so
That
sick.
would be great. That would be great, man.
Yeah, can you bring that up, Jamie? Jamie. can you
Oh
bring that up?
wow, this is what we're doing.
Yo, Joe Rogan podcast.
But yeah, I think that, like I said, it's gonna be fun times. It's the perfect thing to do if you're in the Sam show and you want to get in the SoulCalibur. There you go. Like here you go. Like it's right here for you. The stage is also sick. Like
Yeah, I would definitely mention the stage.
Yeah, the stage, yo, when they do the character reveal, if Satsuka walks out on that thing, man, it's gonna be popping off. Man, look, he uses the gourd. Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying.
He actually
drinks
just
from
beats
it.
your ass with the gourd and he drinks from it for heals?
See, there it is.
Jesus.
There's the untechable grab.
Oh yeah, I see it. That very well could be. That looked like the soul attack animation, actually.
Well, no, this rush, I believe, is the soul attack.
But both of those things are used the same. Both of them look identical, the way that soul attack looks. So maybe he has options, like Steve Fox has 2 rage drives, you know?
Yo, we got 623 ABK and you got 214 ABK.
Yo, that'd be
Yo,
so
5C into the DP super.
That would. Oh my god. Yo, look at this man. Have you seen this man?
Have you seen him? It's gonna be nice. I can't wait. It's gonna be good stuff.
I love Blade Catch. The fact that that exists is just tight.
And the fact that Mitsurugi's just getting cooked in the trailer, that makes it even better. He gets a break attack off of his winning for reversal edge. That Oki's disgusting. Every time, for every character. If you get, what do you call it? If you do a break attack on somebody, it's got RI effects from Blade Catch. Oh yeah, we saw. Trust me. That was the first thing I saw. In the entire trailer, that's the first thing my brain caught was the fact that when he catches the blade, you see resist impact, which means at any given time, you can get bodied. He's probably going to have like a 3B that comes off of that he can actually launch with, and that's going to be stupid.
This character's going to be great. Anyone else have any final thoughts on how?
I don't want his DP. I know
I,
I'm
uh,
gonna get fucking floored by it.
I think that this was a great addition. I was surprised by it. I did not think he would be the character from Sam Show to get picked.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that he was, and I think that this goes to show the strength a developer can have if they feel like they have the room to say, hey, We're going to take a little bit of extra time. Please, give us the time that we need. And people are like, okay, cool. And then this builds trust, because then the next time they say, hey, we're working on a character, give us a little time. You're like, well, Haohmaru came out 6, so they must be doing the right thing. Like, I liked everything that happened with the way they treated this character.
I'm actually gonna be really sour if they take as long as they did.
Well, it's also a combination of like them working with SNK, trying to do the justice and like get any sort of feedback and be in communications with them too. So you're working with several other individuals and like other different departments to make sure that this character is what they want him to be. It's more or less just like treated like an art commission, right? They want to do him justice. They want him to be that they want him to be, so that could also be why it took a little bit extra time, is because there's like teamwork, like a lot more teamwork involved. So and if it is the instance, and for the next character, at least like Dan said, we have the example of why why it's okay to wait sometimes, why it's okay to be patient, because we're going to get a supremely good product with it. And I wonder if there's other things coming along with Haohmaru. I wonder if there's like a balance change or anything like that. I wonder if there's other systematic changes that could
they did say that
the characters are going to be adjusted, but mostly it's like quality of life fixes and stuff.
Tweaks, not a real balance.
Yeah, so then we also got that, because there's probably some thought that goes into that as well, as opposed to just like dropping a character raw. But either way, I'm glad we're all excited. I'm definitely excited. I'm gonna try him. He's not gonna be a character that I stick around with, because he's not just my archetype, my type of character. But I do want to like see what he can do, all the different things that he can do. Try to learn with everybody and learn about this character, because he's gonna be sick. And I'm pretty sure everybody, especially in the Chicagoland area, Dan is gonna be a great resource, because he's gonna be the lab monster. I worry for his job. His marriage.
I worry for him. Hold up, my marriage is going to be fine. My job?
I don't know. Those two things those have
you're not wrong.
Direct correlation.
Yeah. I'm going to just say also hit up Zendo as well. Like if you're in the Midwest area, Zendo is like, you can run up to Zendo at any time, or just DM now. But back when we had locals, you could run up to Zendo and be like, yo, so Taki, how do you and he'd be like, oh well, this is what you got to do when she's sidestepping. You got to, like, he just has the knowledge. So hit him up if you have questions about Haohmaru in the future, because I'm sure I will be doing the same.
Also, be sure to hit up the Chicago SoulCalibur Discord, putting the link in chat right now, because we're going to be popping in there on Tuesday. All of us are.
Yeah, and I do want to give that's exactly what happened when Hildy came out. After Hildy came out, Hildy came out and Season 2 came out, there was like 8 of us in a Discord talking about balance changes for our characters and labbing stuff out. So, like, don't act like we ain't here. Yeah. We're playing it.
Yep. I showed up because Hilda showed up, so I'm still here. Like I'm still loving SoulCalibur. I'll play in anytime anybody asks. Like I'm more than down, more than willing to play. I love that character so much. Like that's the character that brought me into the series. So
it's the lips,
and I'm here to stay. Like the series is fantastic. The game feels great to play. I hope that Haohmaru fits well in it, and it's fun. So if you guys are interested in coming into SoulCalibur, we're all here. Whether it be for this character or any other reasons, we're here. We're alive to show you.
Look at his key.
And one more final shout out. We do have LKO week 2 live on these on the Smash GG. And we definitely have to thank our donations, our donors one last time. Yes, you guys were holding it down extremely well. We appreciate every dollar donated, because this is quite a labor of love, and like there was a lot going on behind the scenes. We were coordinating like mad to make sure that we're running everything well, and we appreciate every person who decided to open up to us and say, hey, we appreciate you running this online tournament. But that's going to wrap up our week of EX Saturdays. If any of our viewers has any questions or topics they'd like to hear us discuss, you can hit us up on Twitter at EX Saturdays, or through the email exsaturdays@gmail.com. You can also hit us up through the Discord at the EX Saturdays feedback channel. If you'd like to hit me up personally, you can find me on Twitter at NC1Evolution, or the Twitch is the same, just with an underscore.
You can hit me up at Twitter at Super Dynamite D. And when I do stream, the rare times that I do stream, I got to get work on that. Twitch.tv/Super Dynamite D as well. So those are my 2 links.
Wait, hold up. I mean, so
I saw the reaction on your face.
You can find me at twitch.tv/LKHamjams. Immediately after this is over, I'm gonna be streaming Mega Man Legends. Come through. Animal Crossing is trash, and you can find me at Twitter at Haohmaru. And if Michael Murray, what do you call it, is serious, like if he really did just get rid of his Twitter, because Tekken 7 producer is done with Twitter. I'm not even going to be talking on there anymore.
Hey, wrap up the show. Come on.
Man, yeah, I mean, I totally get it, yeah. We could all laugh at Michael Murray crying about Twitter people making fun of him for making bad decisions. Later, that's all I have to say. Seph, what you got?
Well, I'm gonna mute him for this one because I control the stream. So,
wow.
No, I'm just kidding. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Seph Mitchell or at Seph Mitchell. I do. Well, actually, that girl was right. I used to post about the locals, but I still do try to keep content fresh. I still try to just make highlights of my stream over at twitch.tv/Seph Mitchell, where I play Animal Crossing, the greatest game ever made. It's fantastic. I've been playing it for a week straight. I don't have any problems.
Hey, Seph, let's wrap it up,
so happy.
Yeah, that game's fucking trash. And
Animal Crossing is great
and
and just as great as EX Saturdays and Low Kick Online. So you guys hopefully tune in next Friday, where we're going to be running Low Kick Online. You guys feel free to pre-register right now on smash.gg.
It's free.
LKO2. And okay, that's it for the stream. Thank you, everybody. You have been great, and yeah, take care.
We will catch you next Saturday for EX Saturdays.
Bye bye.